Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Willie, and this is the encouraging word for today. Every word in the Bible is important. God communicated to us in words that we could understand and apply to our life. It's amazing just to think of that concept. The creator of the universe so much wanted to have a relationship with his created image bearers, because we are image bearers of God. We bear God's image, that he communicated to us in words that we can understand. So every word in the Bible is important. It's God's communication. But there's one word in the Bible that's used 1,355 times, at least in the New King James translation. And that word is not only a word, it's a concept that is represented on every page of the Bible. I wonder if you can guess what that word is. I'm not talking about the or I'm talking about a substantive word, a key word that it comes over and over. So here's the scene. Jesus has been taking his disciples through 3 years of basic training, intensive basic training. They've been with him. They've heard him teaching, classroom style, lecture style, if you will. They've seen his living example teaching them. He's sent them out to do things. He's given them feedback and corrected them when he needed to correct them. Now, he's at the end of his earthly life. He's been crucified, dead. He rose from the dead in an amazing lesson for us and for the disciples, that there is life after death. There is hope, no matter what the darkness says. He rose again. And then what does he do? Before he ascends to heaven, he teaches them one more time. And the last words that are recorded by Matthew, there are a few other words recorded by Luke in the book of Acts and in Mark, but the last words recorded by Matthew are very well known. And this is our verse for today. Matthew 28, 19 through 20. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Did you catch the key word there? The key word is the first word, therefore. In other words, he's taught them for 3 years. He's been an example to them for 3 years. He's corrected them and instructed them from every angle that he could. And he finally says to them, therefore, therefore, therefore. Therefore is a word that assumes that something has happened, and now what are you going to do? It's dinner time, therefore I'm going to have dinner. I've been instructed in this, therefore I'm going to put it into practice in my life. They've had so much teaching, and just the book of Matthew alone, which we've gone through just bits and pieces in the past few months, is enough to occupy you for a lifetime of study. But it's not about study. It's not about discussion. It's not about filling our head with more knowledge. It's about one word. Therefore, what will you do? Now that you know Jesus' teaching, the key question is, what will you do? And Jesus tells us, therefore, since you've seen me, since you've seen the resurrection power that I have, since you've heard my teaching, and you know I'm coming back, therefore, go. This is what you're supposed to do. Nothing else matters. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations. Nothing else matters. If you learn everything and spend your life studying the life of Jesus, but you do not go and make disciples, you have missed the point. Therefore, go. He came as an example. He came to raise up disciples who will make disciples and build God's kingdom. Therefore, you, me, Willie, go and make disciples of all nations. Most important word in the Bible. The most important concept is, what are you going to do now? And then the rest of the verse, he gives instructions on how to make disciples. Teaching, baptizing, teaching them to obey. And then he's going to be with us. His presence is with us. The question, though, is, and remains always this question, will we have a therefore in our lives? Will we have an application in our lives to the teaching of Jesus to spread and build his kingdom? Will we give ourselves, our very lives, our finances, our energy, our time, our focus for that one goal, to make disciples of all nations? Because when he comes, and he will come, that is what he will judge us, evaluate our lives on. If you have done what he asked you to do, go and make disciples. You can only control what you do. I can control what I do. And I don't know about you, but I want my life to be a therefore life. I heard the message. I understood the message. Therefore I go and make disciples of all nations. Nothing else matters. That's the conclusion of our journey with Peter. And now you begin your journey. I begin my journey of doing what he called us to do, making disciples of all nations. So my prayer is you would do that. My prayer is we would all be found busy at work when Jesus returns. On Monday, on the Encouraging Word, we'll start a new series through the book of James, and the series is going to be called Wisdom from Jesus' Brother, James. Until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.